There is absolutely nothing that you, as a separate individual, can do to let go. The only true way to let go of resistance is to realize and remember that you are this space of awareness that isn't holding on to anything in the first place. The idea that you are a separate self that needs to do something to let go of resistance is the exact thing that keeps you in resistance in the first place. The truth is, you are this witnessing awareness in which everything appears, and you have never done anything to resist anything that appears. Every thought, every sight, every sound, every sensation has flowed through this space without resistance, just like the space of a room already allows everything. The tables, the chairs, even a fire could rip through the space of a room and it wouldn't do anything to touch it. It wouldn't touch the space. Just like an atom bomb could go off in a movie and it still wouldn't crack the screen, would it? The secret of complete letting go of resistance is to see yourself conceptually as this wide open space in which everything appears and disappears without a trace, leaving you, this awareness, in pristine condition, forever and always. You see, this isn't anything that's going to come from a belief, a dogma from Alex, a cuddly thought or idea. You must see it perceptually by relaxing your attention back, zooming out from the thinking, and perceiving yourself as this boundless awareness in which body, thoughts, and sense perceptions all appear. And then noticing its nature of imperturbability, unharmable. When you see that there is no you to be in resistance, there is only simply what's appearing, nothing happening to you, no one here to be in resistance. There is only the vivid appearance of awareness, ultimately dancing as all the form. Resistance isn't really an emotion, a feeling state, or a mental state. It's more like a belief, a way of perceiving. If you believe and perceive yourself to be a thinking entity that is in resistance, there is tension, contraction, bodily discomfort, and a feeling of personhood and inertia. You see, when you quieten the mind, be still, and know yourself as this awareness, there is no resistance naturally. Non resistance is the nature of you awareness, the nature of real you. The illusory you is the one in the thinking that you need to figure it all out, that it's so difficult, that you need to let go, or anything that implies you're not already wholeness, that you're not already the flow. As you relax back as this awareness, it's obvious to you. Everything is just flowing. It's already the flow. Whether there's tension and stress, tears of grief, music pouring through your fingers, or wonder in the treetops of a utopian jungle, it's all the flowing of the form of consciousness. So as you rest as consciousness, you automatically drop the resistance because you realize there wasn't anyone holding on to anything in the first place. That was just a dream, a memory. In reality, there is simply what is and whatever's apparently happening, but there's no limited you to which it's happening to. That's a mind made entity, an illusion. What's truly real is you, this infinite awareness, this infinite flow, the Tao, the way. It's what already is. It's just a case of releasing the mind made identity and perceiving raw reality where everything just flows just by its nature. And so it's the willingness, even if just for a second, to drop the belief that you're even a person, that you're a limited self that needs to do something to let go and perceive only raw reality, sights, sounds, sensations appearing and disappearing without a trace as you, the silent witness, watches in complete preferencelessness, complete imperturbability. Of course, there'll always be those who say, well, that's great, Alex, but try telling this to someone who's in a war zone being bombed. Try telling them, it's all just a dream of awareness, don't worry about it. But this will always be a misinterpretation, you see, because never do we need to bypass the relative human experience. I can be pretty hermetic sometimes, but I see outside enough to know there are some absolute horrors, atrocities occurring in this world right now. That there's great suffering that a couple of non-dual tropes isn't going to dust away. I get that. But honoring our relative human experience of pain and suffering, whilst recognizing awareness is beyond it, these two things aren't mutually exclusive. The dreams and the horrors are all real on the relative level, but here we're pointing beyond that. Here we're pointing to what transcends all that and simply is. Outside of time and space, there's this refuge of complete undisturbable peace, closer than who we think we are. It's like when you're watching a movie. You get all your emotions involved, even though you know it's not ultimately real. You consent to a reality where it has meaning, where it's deep and profound, and even though really it's just dancing lights on a screen, that never undermines the fact that images can be deeply profound. But at the same time, you can always bask in the knowledge that ultimately it's a movie, a dream, a nightmare. Both can feel extremely profound, leaving you thinking about it for days or hours at least after you wake up. But you always bask in the knowledge that it all happened within your imagination. And so the same goes for this reality. On the relative level, we all want to avoid pain and discomfort and objective suffering. But at the same time, we recognize what's before concepts. We recognize our true self as this still and silent witness that's ultimately preferenceless, and it observes all the form with complete impartiality. Letting go of resistance is really just letting go of a feeling. And that feeling is let go of as you relax back as this awareness that isn't holding on to anything in the first place. As this space of awareness in which everything flows, all the bodily sensations are allowed to be here, like islands of energetic density floating in midair. As I'm talking, you may be able to feel those sensations appearing to come from inside the body area. Those inner contractions we label as resistance. And yet, we can spend all our time focused on the mind. Thoughts of, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. I need to stop resisting. I need to let go. But it's all just commentary. The true you isn't making this commentary. But those are all appearances. This wide open view of awareness is the field in which all these sensations are allowed to intensify and dissolve, leaving the real you completely untouched. For a moment, can you perceive these sensations without concepts? Just as raw sensation. And notice how they expand and collapse, with no stain or mark left on the presence that you are. And with that, they may be allowed to breathe and flow. And you may even take a spontaneous deep breath or sigh. You may be even safe enough to shed a few tears and cry, as for a moment you stop being the doer for a moment and just truly be. If whatever's here is here, it's here, with what you're feeling, just being and feeling. This non-resistance already is. This is the flow already. And watch all your best ideas and intuitions and energy And ideas to solve challenges just pop up out of this space effortlessly. All that's required is patience. But there's no separate you who has to be patient. All you need is the willingness to drop the belief that you are this false I to begin with, and instead rest as this. Rest as this non resistance that you are. Awareness. No one to let go. No one who is holding on. Simply the flow already. Simply this. And if you want to explore awareness and awakening on a deep, deep level, and embody this all on a deep, deep level, and go all the way with releasing the feelings, check out the link in the description for my group community program, Awake and Embodied. It'd be great to see you there if you are truly one in love with this exploration. Peace.